Hello everyone. Alright, so chances are, if you're watching this video, you've either got the Gravitas Monster already, or you've watched at least 10 people tell you all about it. With all the fine-tuning little teensy bits of information about what it is. Well, you're still watching me, and I think that's probably because that's not usually what I do. This video, I'm going to look at what vacuum fillers have meant to me, and what the benefits are of having a vacuum filler. I'm going to look at the actual capacity of that vacuum filler and what's happened to it over time, the design, all that sort of thing. And also the other thing that's super important is to have exceptionally wet, gorgeously reliable, flowing Jovo Bock, Schmidt, or whatever, nibs that you can get on, pretty much any pen these days, but boy, are they amazing. So that plus the new size 8 ebonite feed that you see on a lot of the Bock gold pens and on the Majohn P140. Yeah, that's pretty special. So let's have a look at what the Monster does and how it's going to need to be dethroned if any pen is going to have any chance of dethroning it in the near future. Alright, so here we have the GOAT. This is the Pilot Custom 823. It's the GOAT of the vacuum fill, isn't it? So as you can see, it has, you might not be able to see there, can you? Sloshing around in there. Yeah, so that's the big chamber full of ink in there. That's a size 6 14 karat gold nib. I'll say it's size 6. It's Pilot 15 because yeah, Pilot, nice. All right, but this is the pen that really made an impression on a lot of manufacturers because they decided that it was worth coming out with very similar ones. Such as this beautiful Asvine pen here that looks very, very similar, if you don't mind me saying so. It has, it's a demonstrator, which is kind of why I wanted to show you here, because you can see the ink a lot better in there, and you can see the mechanism, where you've got this rod, a rod down the middle there, and then you've got a rubber stopper in there. It's like it's a sleeve that just fits inside that chamber, and then you've got that rubber plug at the very end there that seals off the grip section in here. So yeah, wonderful pen, has all of the same features. Cap isn't, the threads aren't as perfect, but it's still very, very good. And for the price, it's amazing. All right, so that's an Asvine. It's not Asvine's only attempt at making amazing vacuum fillers, because then they came out with these. So these are the V200. V is for vacuum, of course. And you'll notice that the ink reserve is pretty much the same, right? So the same bits on the inside here. The main differences are just what the finials are doing. The nib. You can get a rainbow coloured Bock for this. I've just put a Canrite titanium nib in there, but you can do whatever you like. In any case, it's still a size 6, so you're still stuck there, and the volume is the same. So really, it's kind of the same pen. It just looks a bit different. Yeah, it's still a V126. And you could say the same for another couple of pens, which are the Pen BBS versions, right? So this one you have the 456, which is fantastic. I really, really like the 456. It's probably my favorite Pen BBS until the 556 came out, until I found out about the 559. But yeah, I digress. For now, this is the 456, which is a fantastic vac filler, but as you can see, still reasonably moderate vacuum chamber size there, and you've got this size 6 nib as well. All right, so same goes for the other one here. We've got the 355. The 355 has a slightly different mechanism, but again, the volume of the chamber is roughly the same, and the size of the nib is roughly the same. Okay, so that's the side of the vacuum mechanisms. The other thing that I said was going to be amazing in this pen is the nib, right? So let's have a look at some let's have a look at some number 8 nibs. So let's stick on Asvine. Let's just do that for now. Okay, so this one here is the Asvine number 8 nib that first came out in the cartridge. What was it in the? In the cartridge converter. So the C2000. A couple here. Yes, I do. There we are. So these are the pens that started out with this nib. Fantastic nib. It goes up to a medium. You can also get a stub 1.1. Right, fantastic nib. Plastic feed. Yes, plastic feed. All right. This is the C80. It has, you know, the C2000 was nice with this sort of wood finish, stabilized wood, but this is a more traditional barrel material, I think I can safely say. Yeah, I had some comments on the C2000 as well, if you want to go through some of my older videos. Not all great, but, you know, not all bad either. All right, so this one, as I said, is cartridge converter. There it is. Right, could wipe it down, but not going to bother. It's nice and safe in there. Stay in there, Konpeki. Deal with you later. All right. So there we are. That is the Asvine medium number 8 nib. Great. Nice one, Asvine. You're on your way. What else we got? Well, we've got this one. So not Asvine for a change. This one's a Moonman. This one, again, doesn't have a vacuum fill. It has a piston. And this is the P140. Look at that nib. Keep an eye on it, because it's going to play a role later. It's number 8. It's also a medium. They don't do a broad in this one. But underneath, we've got this beautiful ebonite feed as well. Right, so we're starting to look at pens that have bigger nibs, nice slosh and ink capacity, but still not the vacuum. Really, really nice. Writes really, really well as well. Okay, good. Likewise, we have the non-demonstrator version. This is another P140. I mean, yeah, the cap on this one is not the P140. It came from the P136, but I broke the cap. Yeah, if we compare these two, we'll see that they're the same pen. There you are, same pen. They're both piston filled. They both have ebonite feeds, and they both have these gorgeous sun nibs with a medium. Okay, so that's great. What next? What happened? Well, what have we got there? We need to look at the vacuum filling options. Vacuum filling options, yeah, because Asvine came out with this guy just recently, and they call it the V800. Right, V800. So V is for vacuum as usual, and look at that. So that looks pretty big now. Is that more? I think it might be. That looks to me like more ink. Same bits on the inside there, but you know, size 8 nib. And what do you know? I've actually replaced the nib. I have swapped it out with, look at that, a sun nib. So instead of it coming with the Asvine nib, I've swapped it out with a sun nib because I was getting better performance out of this one. So now I think the question that we might have is, which one's better? Is it the Moonman with the sun nib, or is it the Asvine with the sun nib? I don't know. It's a pretty important question though. I think we'll see where this gets going. So here we are. This is the Asvine V800, but with a sun nib from Moonman and the Asvine feed. So let's go. This is the... Let's get the microphone better. Okay, looks pretty good, eh? All right, what's the other one like? Okay, so that's the Asvine. Let's get out the Moonman. So what's the difference? This one has the piston fill, different brand, same nib, different feeder. So look at that. Yeah, and I'm does take a while to dry out. Okay, well, I reckon they're pretty close. What do you reckon? About the same? I reckon. And so that's really good, because that tells me that you can take the nib out of the Moonman, you can put it into the Asvine, don't have to worry about the feed, you can still have that plastic feed, and you can have performance that's pretty much as good. So that's great. So there is one more angle that I should take on that, and that is the nib brand. So these ones here are fantastic pens. They're both Vizier pens. They've both got Jovo nibs. Number 6, this one here is a double broad and this one here is a broad. So let's just have a look how it works. Whoa. Yeah, okay, so this is a, what is it? It's a Jovo, and it's a number 6. Pens are making all sorts of racket here. It's quiet pens, thank you very much. Okay, number 6. It is a broad. Lovely. And this one. Oops. Here we are. So these nibs are fantastic, aren't they? You know what might be even better? If it was a number 8, what do you reckon? So now is the time to get out this beast. What is it? Well, we know what it is. Covered this before, you've seen it before, you know what it is. Might not have seen it with this black finish though. Alright, well here it is, the Gravitas Monster. Gravitas Monster. First thing I notice, is just that sloshing around of the ink in there. That is by miles the biggest ink capacity I've seen in a pen before. Yeah, I mean eyedroppers maybe, but yeah. This one is a vacuum fill. What else we got? So less than a turn, about, oh, wow, 3/4 of a turn. Comes out. Oof, look at that. I know that. That there is the same feed, isn't it? That's the ebonite feed you see in the P140 or the P139. Yeah, it's an ebonite feed. And there it is. Let's zoom in, shall we? Yeah, look at that. Okay, so that's a Jovo nib. It's number 8. It's got that black finish on it. But yeah, that is going to be nice, isn't it? Broad. Massive ink reserve. Absolutely gigantic. And a new mechanism. Let's just get it on the paper. How does it compare against, well, all of the others? Let's see. Actually, you know what? First things first. We've got to let the ink right down at the bottom. Check this out. This is like nothing I've seen before. So you open it up, and that unscrews the rubber plunger at the bottom. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Those bubbles just came right up, didn't they? Yeah, so it's already done. Check out the level here. Right, now look, when we go in reverse, watch what happens when we drain the ink out from the grip section. Pull it down and push it up. Do that a couple of times. Yeah, the bubble is much smaller, isn't it? Right, and again, the other way. Watch it go. Check that out. See the bubble down the bottom? And when I release it, up it goes. So that ink is now in the bottom section here, which means it's going to write very wet. Look at that. That is amazing. It writes so well. All right, look at the others. So, yeah, I mean, about the same, honestly. It's a bit more liquid. I think this is a bit wetter than the others, but hey, it's a broad. Double broad, single broad, medium, medium. Broad. Amazing. Honestly, that's all I wanted to show you. That's all it is. Just way more ink, perfection in the nib, perfection in the wetness, and just the flow, and perfection in the grind. And look at this, just absolutely bang on, micron perfect production methods on this thing, manufacturing techniques. It's on another level, isn't it? Have a listen to it. Cap going back on. Want to hear it post? Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. I have to show you how the ink moves around inside this pen. So you can see the ink level there, yeah? And it's pretty much full, yeah? Pretty much full. And you can see it's been locked in, right? So here, the bottom finial is closed, which means I can turn it up this way and the ink will not drop down into the grip section. Yeah, so the ink level stays set. But you can do this neat trick where you can unlock it like so, and when that's done, yeah, check out what happens. See the ink level dropping down there? If I pull that up again, drop it down, went even further. All right, see how much that's come down? All right, let's lock it up again. Yeah, so now the ink is absolutely chockers down in the grip section and in that nib, or in the feed. I guarantee you that, yeah, if you do some writing now, it's going to be extra juicy. All right, but you know what? I want to measure the volume of these pens. So let's take these apart and have a look at what they can hold, because that's really going to be a kicker. That's the thing that's going to... Before we do that though, I've got to show you I wasn't lying. So here we are. So this is the... Yep. That is the Gravitas Monster in full flight. How wonderful is that? All right, time for some measurements. Let's see how much they can hold now. So what have we here? We've got the Pilot Custom 823 barrel here. Notice it's still got the plunger. These all have, yeah. This is the Asvine V126, this one. This is the new Asvine V800, and this is the Monster by Gravitas. Okay, so let's see how much these can hold. I am just going to use water, and I'm going to fill them up 2 ml at a time with this trusty syringe here. So let's have a go. Okay, so I'm not going to fill it all the way to the brim. I'm just going to fill it to the point where you kind of want to leave a little bit of space, because when it gets screwed in, I mean, you're obviously not going to be filling it like this. You're going to be filling it via suction in the vacuum. So yeah, you would normally not want to fill it all the way up to the top. Be pretty close. Anyway, let's see how much this is going to hold. So right now, I can see the level. Yeah, so a little bit more than that, I reckon. Can you see the level here? Let's zoom in. Let's have a look. Yeah. So the level is, yeah, it's pretty much bang where you want it. You know what? I'm going to say that's it. I reckon that's 2 mil, and that's about all you would want to put in there. See it? Yep. All right, so 2 mil for the Pilot Custom 823. Next. So I would expect this one to be much the same because the dimensions are pretty similar. Okay, but let's have a go. Let's see how it goes. So 2 mils. Here it is. Well, that is locked up. Huh. All right, well, first things first, I better give it a bit of space. Yeah, there we are. What the hell? Come on. That's very weird. Huh, it's not going through. Huh. That's funny. All right, well, in that case, let's go the other way. Let's go the other way. Pull the rod all the way down and fill it that way instead. All right, so we've got a little bit in, and yeah, that's it. So again, that's a 2 mil syringe, and it's pretty much here at the point that I was trying to stop it at. Okie dokes. All right, so another 2 grams or 2 mils. All right. So no difference so far. 2 mils for each of them, which is a lot, I should add, because 0.4 mil is the Con 40, 0.7 mil is the big Con 70. Yeah, so like we're already several times ahead of that. Yeah. Okay, here we are, another 2 mils. Yep, line is right. Okay, how much we got in this one? Let's find out. I wonder if you need to unscrew it. Let's give it a go. Oh no, it goes around this time. All right, so there's 2 mils. Oh, okay, so this one does take a little bit more. It does take a bit more. Okay, so 2 and, where are we going to go here? Maybe go to 1 mil. That's the 1 mil line. We're going to get that much in? Probably not. Yeah, about there, let's say. All right, and that's taken us down to 0.6. So 0.6 left. So 2.4 milliliters. So that's good. That's 20% increase in the volume. 2.6. I wonder how the Gravitas is going to go. All right, here it is. So let's I think unlock it. Yeah, that should do. All right. Okay, so 2 mil. Lock and load. There it goes. Yes, okay, it's feeling great. Whoa, okay, so that's 2. Huh. I'm trying to get it up to the top. Not quite the top. Right, so it's 2. This is another 2. No way. Oh, hang on. It's stuck at the top there. Let's just let it down. There it is. You know what? I reckon that's it. I reckon that's it. All right, so 4 mil. 4 mil to that line. It's pretty good, eh? So put that into perspective. The Con 40 is 0.4. So this holds 10 times that volume. How good's that? It's pretty good. So you couple that with a great size 8 nib. You got something pretty special there. I mean, yeah. Machining's really good. Everything about this pen's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Look at that. That is phenomenal. Alright everyone, that's all I got for you. Enjoy your evening. Ta-ta.